Alright, we are at the Lake Superior Agate geological marker right outside two harbors here, headed north. I'm on my way to Tettegouche State Park, but figured I'd go looking for some rocks this morning. Beautiful day. Lake Superior water's pretty calm here. You can kind of see that piece glowing in the sunlight there. Just real tiny little pieces I'm finding out here. Two harbors, Minnesota on the North Shore. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. It's at some scenic wayside. We're at Tettegouche State Park, in the Two-Step Falls and the High Falls Trail. Alrighty, we're off to some fantastic views on our trail. Lots of stairs though, as soon as you start off. Hopefully there's not too many along the way. Yeah, this little trail that I'm on right here is like a superior hiking trail spurt. That's bringing me up to those trails. Parking lots right down from the visitor center. Looks like maybe a walking stick that somebody set by the trail. And take it and put it to use. Just another gorgeous day today. Memorial Day. It's supposed to be a high of maybe 65 today. Got a nice cool breeze running through the forest here, so that's always appreciative. Ooh, I got a big one come crashing down right over the trail. Yeah, that's where you decide to just leave it right where it is. That's exactly what you do. Maybe make a bench or something out of that in the future. I just love that sound. It's a pretty little view right here. Alright, looks like there's a little spot here. It'll take you down to the river. But that's pretty much it. It takes you down to the river, but then you gotta come all the way back up these stairs. Might be pretty fun playing the rapids down there, but not today. So far it's a pretty enjoyable, peaceful trail. Nothing too noteworthy to say about this trail as of yet. The trail's in pretty good condition. It's pretty flat. It's not a whole lot of rocks or tree roots, but I was debating on wearing my jacket. Good thing I didn't, because it's not too bad at all. I think I'd be a little too warm with that had I brought it. Just wearing a flannel and a t-shirt. Yeah, more stairs. There was only a few cars in the parking lot when I arrived here around 11 o'clock this morning. And so far I've only seen a couple groups of people on the trail. Everybody's been pretty friendly, so that's nice. It's nice when people greet each other along the trail and say hello. Alright, just check my map, and it's looks like I should be coming up to the main trail here in a little bit. So it's a lot of gradual uphill hiking. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm doing a lot of huffing and puffing so far. There's actually a fair amount of roots in the ground in this section of the trail, but it's still pretty wide. Can't believe how well it's maintained considering all the fallen trees. They had a large task ahead of them, cutting everything down. Can't believe how peaceful this trail is. All the birds playing, and seems to be a nice happy forest. Yeah, all in all, I'd say that the trail's pretty moderate so far. Nothing too strenuous. Nothing too challenging. I'm glad I got here before there's no mosquitoes. We are now on a little side trail that takes us to Two-Step Falls. It wasn't too bad, really. Just walked around the fallen tree there. It's only 11:30. I'm walking for about 30 minutes. Already I made it to the first waterfall here. We can hear it. I'm trying to be really careful going down these stairs. Alright, well, see you guys at the bottom. I gave you guys a sneak peek of the waterfall. I can see it over there. And this is where the trail starts getting sketchy. And these stairs really aren't in the best condition. Oh my gosh, is this beautiful down here. Wow. absolutely gorgeous. I hope the video is doing this justice. Wow. This is the first of the waterfalls I'll be seeing, two-step falls. And I'll be making my way up to High Falls. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Okay, I'm back on the main trail headed towards High Falls. I think it's about half a mile from here. And I was just talking to a couple and they told me a tornado came through here not so long ago, about 10 days ago or so, and they just opened this trail back up on Friday, so that's why all those trees were downed and everything looked freshly cut. Well, I think all the down trees adds a sense of adventure to this trail. Makes it more rustic. Oh, and I found a better walking stick a ways back. Real nice, straight piece of wood here. I had to bust off about a foot of it. But this thing is a lifesaver for me today. This thing's doing great. Highly recommend having a walking stick on this trail. You can see why. Starts off really easy, but don't let that fool you. Because got all kinds of things to lose your footing on here. All these loose boulders, you step on one of those and sometimes you roll your ankle. And I'm still recovering from accident I had on a trail back on Father's Day last year where I tore up my knee in the middle of a trail in the middle of nowhere. It was a fun walk back to my car, let me tell you. A nice crawl back to my car. Alright, we can hear the waterfall already. I'm kind of staying off to the side. Sometimes I don't like going down the stairs here. It's easier just to go down the little side trail here. Seems to be easier on my knees. And I think after I visit the High Falls here and I make my way back, I think I'm going to stop at do the trail to Shovel Point. I think I can stay in the same parking spot and just head off the other way and check that out before I leave this state park and continue my way north towards Lutsen, which is where I'll be spending the evening tonight. Well, I'm really hoping the way down is easier than the last one, but this is fine, this thing. Yeah, it's not any easier. Alright, we'll see y'all at the bottom. Alright, here we are down at the bottom. We have another amazing view. stunning waterfall. I'm so glad I decided to come to this park today. Close enough where I can feel the cool mist blowing off the waterfall here. Pretty refreshing. Wow. Love it. Nothing better to me going on vacation, hunting down some waterfalls. Never disappointed. And that mist coming off the waterfall feels so good. It's a magical place. Alright, back at the top. Here we are on the map. See Two-Step Falls and High Falls. I'm basically parked down here, so I'm going to make my way over to Shovel Point, and then Crystal Bay Beach, and then I'll be headed north to Lutsen. It's so nice to go out on these little adventures sometimes. Get caught up in all the hustle and bustle of everyday lives. It's nice to get out to a place like this and just relax, enjoy nature, recharge. I'll be starting the Shovel Point Trail now. I actually moved my car from the parking lot I was at to the visitor center here, which is a little closer. Well, how about that view? That's really nice. See some people on the beach down there. Awesome view. And it's about 1:50 that I'm starting this trail. You can take the beach that way if you want. Continue on to Shovel Point here, which is what I'll be doing. Wow, look at the boulders at that beach. Just might have to make my way down to the lake there. We'll see. Lake Superior is so clean. It's crazy how far out you can see into the water. Yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this trail also. I highly recommend that if someone comes to Tettegouche State Park, they take both trails that I did also. Park at the visitor center and head up to High Falls and then go the other way towards Shovel Point here. There's another beach near here that I was actually wanting to check out before I leave this area. But I should get a pretty good view from it from where I'll be here at the end of this trail. So. I went to Gooseberry Falls yesterday and Split Rock Lighthouse. Barely anybody said hello, but here today at Tettegouche, nearly everybody has smiled and said hello. And I was told there was going to be a lot of stairs, and they weren't lying. But I bet it's going to be worth it at the end. And if it wasn't, I won't post this video. Incredible amount of down trees up here. Kayaking down there. Nice day for that. Yeah. Now this is even more treacherous than the other trail was, but I think if you got a hiking stick and you take your time, it's definitely doable. Lots of little places to stop and enjoy the view. Take your time. Wow. This is an amazing. I've never been to a state park with so many down trees on trails. Alright, we're at the end of this trail. I definitely don't want to go tumble off the edge of these rocks. You can see how clear that water is right there. As warm as it is, I feel right now it'd be tempting to go jump in there. Alright, this is that view from Shovel Point here. Alright, got us a little closer here. Look at that. That is just fantastic. nice. What an awesome view. Well, that was such a nice view. I had such a good time there. Making my way back to the car. I'm still not sure if I'm going to make my way down to the beach there or not. Best thing about this hike is that it's all downhill from here. Alright, well, was this hike worth all the stairs? I'd like to think so. It wasn't too bad. But there was a lot of stairs. My gosh. Any warmer today and I might have had a different answer. Alright, well I finished up at Tettegouche, and just a little ways down the road here we got some sea caves. I think this trail is called the Crystal Point Sea Caves Trailhead or something like that, I don't know. But this trail is pretty rocky, treacherous on the way down. But the wonderful folks that I passed along the way told me that it was worth it, so here we go. Well, it wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. We're already right down here at the bottom. Oh my goodness. It's definitely a little treacherous on the way down, but there's the view we get. Ooh, I am loving it already. Look at that. That is nice. Alright, that was worth it. That was worth it. North Shores of Minnesota is beautiful. I'm gonna take a minute to relax, maybe dig through the gravel and see if I can find an agate or two. We'll see. All right, well here's everything that I found. Found a tiny agate there. Little pieces, a bunch of these gorgeous green crystals I've been finding today, so I've been saving those, and I'm going to put those in a little glass jar. And then I found, I don't know, this looks like a piece of silver. I don't know how that could have gotten down there, but so yeah, that's what I found at this little beach, just digging around the best I could. It's been a good time digging, looking around. There's nobody down here, so I got this whole beach to myself, but unfortunately the sun's already gone down. A little bit of sunlight left over there. Just made my way to this little cove. All kinds of rocks here. So far of all the places I've been looking for rocks the past couple of days, I'd say this is probably the best spot, just because there's not really a lot of people and there's a lot of gravel. There's some smaller stuff, and then there's some some larger boulders, rocks down here towards this side. And yeah, I mean, I found a couple little tiny tinies and a bunch of really pretty green crystals, so I'm sure if you spent more time digging, you'd find something. Staying at the Mountain Inn in Lutsen, and I really like this place. Nice clean room. It's got a nice clean smell. The reviews were excellent. And you would never guess it was a 2-star hotel. It might deter some people, but yep, I like it.